I started doing the mechanical repairs to the damaged section of the Civic. I've got a new radiator and a new oil cooler, but before I can position them, I need the front clip to be able to come over the top. And I've got what's left of the original one, but I've cut pieces off it because it was badly damaged. So I've reached the stage where I need the new fiberglass clip so that I can make sure that the bonnet clears the radiator and so forth. So I've prepared the mould, and the first job to do is to cut the cloth. As I've shown you before, I always pre-cut my cloth because it saves time in the layup, especially in a big layup where you're fighting against the resin going off. And secondly, it saves wastage with the unnecessary overlapping that you get if you only use small pieces. Cutting fiberglass cloth is easily done with any old pair of blunt scissors, but this front clip has two materials in it. It also has Kevlar to stop wheel tearing around the arches and to stop the front air splitter at ground level fracturing easily. And this stuff is almost impossible to cut with scissors. At the last place I worked at, which was a fiberglass goods supplier, when customers would come in and order this stuff, we had a special pair of scissors, and all we used them for was to cut Kevlar, and a professional scissor sharpener used to come in once a week and sharpen those scissors. And even then, we could barely cut this stuff. But I found a tool that does it really easily. You never go back to scissors after you buy one of these. It's a rotary disc knife, cordless, battery powered, and it's got a disc on it that revolves around and cuts the cloth. It will cut leather and all sorts of thick things. It's made for the dressmaking industry. It'll cut canvas and it will cut Kevlar. It self-sharpens itself as well. So I will still put masking tape on both sides of the cloth because that gives a sharper, cleaner edge. It stops Kevlar threads tangling in the machine, and it just makes the job easier. So we'll get the cloth cut, the fiberglass and the Kevlar. About as big a job that you get in car fiberglass work, and you've got to give yourself the time to be able to do it. We've been having pretty warm weather for about the last 3 weeks with temperatures in the 30s to mid 30s, and in that sort of weather fiberglass resin goes off really quickly, so there's no way I would attempt a job this size with those sorts of temperatures. If I was living in a place where it was that temperature all the time, I think I would set it up to do it at night time. But what I've done in my particular case in Australia is I've just waited. I've waited for a cool day. We've got a cool grey day today, overcast cloud, temperature's 22 degrees Celsius, perfect for what I want to do. So I've waited for this day, and that will give me the time to do the layup that this job's going to take. Like I said, this is a really big job. Took 4 kilos of gel coat to do that. I applied it late in the afternoon yesterday, let it dry up overnight, you wouldn't want to leave it more than 2 days before you put resin on it. So this is ready to go. Because it's a large job, it's going to require a rolling layup, which means I'll do the front half of the layup, and then I'll let that just tack so that it won't fall off the mould when I take the mould from this position and lay it down so 90 degrees from where it is now, so the bonnet's lying flat, and then I'll do the bonnet and the top of the guards as the second part of the layup. I've shown you how to do this before, but that's what it's called, rolling layup. You do it in 2 parts because of the shape of the mould, because you don't want fiberglass cloth falling off. You can't do it in one hit. It took me 2 hours to lay up the first half of the front clip from the Civic, and I've left it 2.5 hours, and it's just tacking off now. How long that takes will vary depending on how much catalyst you use, what the weather is. It's been drizzling here all day today, so nice and slow. So now I can reposition this mould and lay up the second half of it. new front Civic clip out of the mould. Let's see what we've got.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.